what's your emergency?
Welcome back to That Weewoo Show, a podcast where we watch and discuss episodes of the ABC show 911. I'm Ellen.
I'm Alice.
And I'm Bex.
Thanks to everyone who's been listening to our episodes so far. We are over halfway now through season 4, which is shorter than the previous seasons have been. So actually, as we approach the end of season 4, we're going to need to ask you guys to get your feedback into us. So I'll just say that up front, just in case you don't make it all the way to the end of the episode. Just start thinking about your season 4 thoughts now, and then you can get them into us at another time after you finish listening to this episode, maybe. But in the meantime, let's hear what happened last week on 911.
Last week on 911, Henren said goodbye to their foster daughter and broke some laws, and Maddie and Chimney adjusted to life as new parents after both returning to work.
In this episode, we're going to discuss the 11th episode of the season called First Responders. It first aired May 3rd of 2021. And in this episode, the members of the 118 rush to the site of a hit and run that leaves a familiar face in critical condition. Meanwhile, with Buck's help and Taylor's, Athena investigates the case of a missing woman last seen in a casino, and Josh begins. Well, technically, Josh recalls an emergency in 2006 that led him to become a 911 operator.
Yeah, this episode's basically Josh Begins. I had to stop it the first time I watched, like halfway through, and I was like, is this Josh Begins?
It's very Josh Begins.
They missed a trick not calling it Josh Begins.
Yeah.
Triggers for this episode are a car accident, car versus person, the generic warning for cops, discussion of missing black persons and treatment thereof by law enforcement, specifically, I think, hit and run, see above car accident, kidnapping, roofies, and threat of gun violence.
And also a trigger warning for fawning over Taylor Kelly.
I'm not sorry.
No.
It'll be almost guaranteed to happen. All right, so we actually get into the action like straight away at the beginning of this episode. We don't know it at the time. It starts fairly calmly.
Starts fairly innocuously.
In a car park, yeah.
Yeah, we're at Fields Market and we're watching an older white man exit the market with his trolley, and then
Jerry
notice.
Gergich.
Okay, I had no idea who that is.
Jerry Gergich is buying his wife some flowers. Unfortunately, he's already brought his cart out, so he asks the security guard very nicely if she would mind watching it, because daffodils are his wife's favourite, which is very sweet.
Yeah. The security guard doesn't really care.
Yeah, the security guard's just like, who's going to steal your shit? But okay, sure, whatever.
Security guard is doing a very good job of watching over the parking lot.
But you can tell she does think it's kind of sweet, because she's like, okay, I'll watch it.
Then we do cut to Jerry Gergich? Jerry?
Gergich.
Gary?
Jerry
Larry?
Gergich.
Terry?
Yep.
We cut to the wife in the car waiting, and it's Sue. And she's on the phone.
Can't believe Jerry would cheat on Gail like this, but it's fine. So Sue's on the phone.
Are you going to explain that at all? Because I have no idea what you're talking about.
There are going to be a lot of Parks and Rec references in this episode. I'm not sorry. If you haven't watched Parks and Recreation, you need to watch Parks and Recreation.
Okay, so is this a dude from Parks and Recreation?
This is one of the main characters of
Okay. That makes a lot more sense now. Thank you.
Did you read that? You didn't read the note that I dumped in the group chat?
Yeah, I saw it, but I didn't realise it was this guy.
Yeah.
This guy, yeah.
I was like, how does that relate to Sue? That doesn't make any sense, but yeah.
Because
okay.
it was Sue's
he's one
husband.
of the main characters. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he is one of the main characters of Parks and Rec. His name is Jerry most of the time.
No, his name is Gary, isn't it? But they call him Jerry?
His name is Gary. Sometimes it's also Terry. It's a thing. Jerry is in the market buying some flowers. Sue's on the phone in the car, and she's kind of annoyed. I don't know who she's talking to, but she's saying that the call center's not a tourist attraction. She doesn't want a councilman just parading through the office, which is fair. Like, they're there to do a job. They're busy. But then she sees something out the windscreen, and the camera stays on her, so we don't know what she saw. But she's just like, no, just tell him no, I need to call you back. And she gets out of the car, and as we like cut back to the security guard, and as Jerry Gergich is coming out of the shops with his flowers, we hear Sue start yelling, and then we cut to her running towards something near the dumpsters, and then a car running into her, sending her up and on top of the car. Like, there's no braking, there's no, like, it's clearly not an accident. It's
very violent.
Deliberate.
In fact, we hear the engine revving as it accelerates towards Sue. So it's quite clearly he's gunning. Whoever is driving is intentionally gunning for Sue.
Yeah, I was terrified. I'm like, what? Sue, no.
So Don and the security guard go racing over to check that Sue is okay. Sue is okay. She's not. So the security guard goes to call for 911. And I do love this, that Don is adamant, you have to start with the address. Always start with the address.
Sorry, who? Do you mean Jerry
Tom.
Gergich?
Don, Dan.
Dan.
Yeah, go start with the address, always give the address first. And that's such a, like, husband of a first responder thing.
Yes.
Because, yeah, it would have been drilled into him, because the amount of stories she would have had where she comes home and she's like, oh my God. They just, like, I just want to know where they're calling from.
And very correctly, when Linda picks up the 911 call, the guard immediately starts with the address and reports that there is a woman that's been hit by a car and it's real bad. So Linda, obviously filling in for Maddie, immediately dispatches the 118.
Yeah, it's funny that Maddie didn't get the important call, but Linda got it this time. Moving up in the world. So the 118 obviously are dispatched. They're, like, Bobby's sort of getting the rundown of the situation. So the guard's like, yeah, the car was parked over by the dumpster. He hit the gas and then hit her. And, yeah, Bobby's shocked that he just took, like, the driver just took off.
Yeah, they're assessing her and whatever. And they don't recognise her at first. But then Tim is, like, checking her out. And then he looks at her and goes, wait, I know her. But Hen doesn't recognise her. But Buck does. And he says it's Sue Blevins.
Yeah, Bobby also recognises her. So everyone but Hen has been to the dispatch, apparently.
I was going to say, I don't think Hen has been to dispatch.
No.
Because Chim's obviously been in dispatch because he's been a creeper.
Yeah.
And Buck was involved at the dispatch with the taking of the dispatch centre. Maybe also visiting Maddie.
Visiting Abby.
Yeah.
Sue has a pretty severe head injury, and her pupils are uneven. Nothing good.
So they get her onto the backboard, and they get her onto a gurney, and as they're trying to load her into the ambulance, Sue starts talking. And she's definitely saying 9-1, and then there's a sound afterwards. It's 9-1-w, 9-1-w, and Buck interprets this as 911. He's like, yeah, we hear Sue. We got you. It's all good. But she won't stop saying it. 9-1-w. And then in a nice sort of little segue, she says 9-1-w, and we go straight to the title card, which is 911.
Yeah, it's sort of I did like that. It kind of overlays with each other. Like, it's like 9 and 1, and then, like,
it's like she's reading the title card.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I did really like that.
Yeah, so I like how this entire episode following this is just everybody, like literally everybody trying to solve the mystery of who hit Sue.
Yeah. As they should, because as we learnt last episode, like, she's the mum of the dispatch centre.
Yes. But before we get on to solving any mysteries, we're going to stop by the Athena residence, where... Why is Michael here?
I don't know.
It's morning. Why is he there?
Well,
why is he having breakfast?
He's either...
He's doing something with the
he's
kids.
Either dropping off or picking up Harry, because Harry's living with him.
In the kitchen, like, either dishing up or cleaning up after breakfast.
He's
like,
hungry.
Sir, you have your own house. Go be in your own house.
He pretty much lives
hungry.
when he's not looking out the window of his own
I don't know,
house.
what's his name? The surgeon? Is it David?
Yes, it's David.
Yeah, David.
David. Look at me remembering names of random people. Yeah, David's probably in surgery, so Michael's bored and came to raid Athena's refrigerator. Harry's probably eaten everything in his because he is growing like a weed.
Yes.
Yeah, so Harry wants new sneakers because his are getting too small. Michael's shocked because they just bought him new sneakers. Athena says that all they have to do is buy him a pair of sneakers and his feet shoot up to the next size.
I feel
blah,
this.
blah, 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 blah.
It's true.
Oh, yeah.
It's the truth.
And May jumps in because this is a perfect segue for May. She's like, oh, he's growing up and you both have done a fantastic job raising us, letting us be our own independent people.
But like Michael comments about how scripted the conversation turn was, and it was. She was very definitely, she had practiced that segue.
Mm-hmm.
Or she had practiced something along those lines and decided that now was the perfect time to bring it into play.
They just kind of look at each other and raise their eyebrows.
Like, do you think she was like, oh, Harry, don't forget to say that you need new shoes?
I don't know. But the point of her bringing up that, like, buttering up her parents is because she wants to move out. She wants to get a place of her own
place.
She's got money and she's ready.
She's sick of walking in on Athena and Bobby doing whatever Athena and Bobby are doing.
And then Athena just goes, oh, okay then. And everyone else just goes, what? Really?
Like, May is shocked. She's like, really? And Michael's like, yeah, really?
No one can believe it. And then Bobby comes in and he can't believe it either.
No one can believe it.
Oh, he's also a little bit distracted because he was checking on a hit and run case from last night, which he very callously just says, oh yeah, May, your boss was in a hit and run last night. She's not doing so good.
Is he allowed to talk about cases?
Well, he's not a doctor. He's not violating HIPAA.
It's just weird. Like, it's his daughter, like his stepdaughter's boss. Like, be a bit nicer.
Yeah, I mean, it's not breaking any ethical codes. It's just it's a little bit of an abrupt way.
It was a bit blunt, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the gentlest of ways to break it to May.
Yes.
We missed a bit before because when she says that she wants her own place and Michael's like, okay, well, there are a few vacancies in the building across the street from me, and May's just like, no. I'm not having you look at me with the telescope.
With the telescope? Yeah.
The building across the street from him is like the creepy murder hotel. Unless
Yeah, the one with I think the surgeon's been
the surgeon's in the other
I'm
building,
sure.
so it's either the building with the illegal surgeon and Miles and the artist, or the creepy murder hotel. Like, no,
Yeah,
neither
true.
of them are a good choice.
Yeah, Michael's like, yeah, there's actually a vacant apartment because the guy got arrested.
The surgery guy's not there anymore. Someone almost died in there, but no problem. Anyway,
The second bedroom's been kitted out as like a surgical room, but we can renovate that. It's fine.
We can work with that, it's fine. But yeah, no, May's not about that at all.
So while Bobby is breaking the news to Sue very bluntly, I'm hoping that Buck is doing a little bit better because it looks like he was the one that broke the news to Maddie and Josh.
yeah, did no one
Yeah, why
else,
is he at
like,
dispatch?
yeah, like, did no one tell, like, did Don, not, like, or whatever his name is at the moment, not ring
Terry.
her work and, like, tell them what's happening?
I don't know.
Yeah. And like, why Buck and not... Anyway, I guess Chimney's looking after the kid. But
I don't know.
Don't know.
Chimney could have brought the kid in. I don't think anyone's going to complain about a baby when they just learned that their boss is dying in hospital.
Well, he could have just picked up a phone, like...
Yeah, that too. Just like texted Maddie and been like, LOL, guess who just got hit by a car?
Oh!
It's okay. Oh no, wait, it's Chimney, not Bobby. Bobby would be like, LOL, guess who, because he thinks that LOL is lots of love.
Lots of love.
And then he'd sign
And
up
then
Bobby
sign
Nash.
up Bobby Nash.
Oh, God.
No. Okay.
Poor Bobby.
We're doing so well.
We
Fine.
So Buck is the bearer of bad news. We do get a little bit of information from this scene in that the person that Sue was talking to in the car was apparently Josh.
Anyway, so Josh was on the phone with her. And she hung up on him. He says he needs to call Terry because he must be just beside himself. Maddie tries to, like, kick Josh out and was like, well, maybe go to the hospital because she should be out of surgery. And he's like, no, she wants me to stay here. The calls don't stop and we can't either.
No, because I have a feeling that Josh is, like, the second in command of...
Yeah, Josh seems to be, like, the 2 I see. Yeah. But, yeah, so Maddie asks Buck if Sue had said anything to him while he was there. And Buck's like, no, she just kept saying 911. No,
that was your assumption, Buck.
Yeah. Like, not quite, but, like, it's a fair assumption. And, like, when adrenaline's running high as well, it's... You know, he would have just assumed, and then that's probably what he remembers as well. Yep. But, yeah, Josh is worried about how dispatch runs without her. Maddie's like, yeah, like, it's got you, it's got all of us, we're not going to let her down because we all owe Sue a lot. And this is where Josh says, I owe her my life. And then we get Ellen's favourite needle back. A needle drop.
Needle back. No, all of a sudden we are thrust back into 2006 and Justin is bringing sexy back.
Simpler times. Supernatural was just starting to air.
I didn't know about it for an extra 10 years after that. No, hang on. Must have been earlier than that. Anyway, we are in LA, obviously, and Josh is looking very dapper.
This is corporate Josh.
He's pulling like a briefcase that's got like wheels on the bottom of it. So, like, I don't know if that was fashionable in 2006 particularly, but I feel like that was a very short-lived fashion choice.
It's his stenotype. That's where the machine is. It's in his. That's the case for his stenotype.
Yeah.
Because we discovered that Josh is a freelance stenographer. And he has been hired by, I'm assuming it's a law firm, Myers and Wong, to transcribe the planning session from the partners' retreat. So he is ushered up to the 32nd floor of a corporate office building. They have the office hasn't moved in fully. There are still boxes everywhere. There is still like protective plastic film on the floor. They obviously haven't finished moving in, but Josh says all he needs is a quiet space, a power outlet, and an ergonomic chair. He's very, very specific that he needs an ergonomic chair, which thankfully they have for him.
They have, yeah. That's nice of them for a freelancer. Maybe he stipulates it in his contract.
Possibly.
I must have an ergonomic chair to be able to work.
Like, my rates are competitive, but you must have an ergonomic chair in order to access these rates.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he sets himself up in the conference room with his stenotype machine and a tape deck and headphones and his travel mug full of whatever's in there, and just starts listening to the tapes and typing them on his little stenotype machine.
A great time with it, because apparently the partners are a bit salty, as the woman told him that they would be, but they're also a big bunch of gossips. And
oh my god, so much gossip. He is loving it.
He loves it.
The one we get quite a bit of him just listening, and we as the audience can hear the tapes, but the fun part is Josh's facial expressions, because he is absolutely living for this tea. The best one is when one of the partners is complaining about another man named Jimmy. And there's when one of the other partners asks what's wrong with Jimmy, the first partner says that there's just something about his face that's like his face is in need of a punch. It's a very punchable face. And Josh immediately adds in the German word for it, which I'm not even going to try and pronounce it.
Yes.
There's too many F's in that word.
Apologies to our German listeners.
Yeah, please pronounce it and send it in.
We would murder it. Josh does a great job, as far as I know. I've got no idea.
Yeah, we can't speak German, so that might be terrible.
Interestingly, he is literally there all day, because when we see him setting up, we see that it's like the sun is up through the large windows in the conference room, and then we see the sun travel across and start to set, and suddenly the conference room is dark. Josh doesn't appear to notice. Josh also doesn't notice that behind him in the bullpen or open plan office, people are freaking out and running out of the office. Everyone gets up and starts sprinting away. He's too busy listening to the tapes.
He's too involved with the tea.
I don't blame him, because one of them is like, she did what with her boss? Well, his wife was in the next room.
But then this, I'm just like, this much is very much for the drama, because as Josh is listening, the whoever is recording it stops the tape. He takes this opportunity to take a break, and then all of a sudden, the lights go out. Like, the office is just plunged into darkness. And Josh takes his headphones off, and now, all of a sudden, he can hear the fire alarms. And what in the noise cancellation is going on with these headphones? Because there is not a set of headphones in the world that can do that.
No, I reckon they're like the active ones that like fully like electronically block out the
Okay,
outside
but back in
sounds,
2006...
because they're pretty good. Yeah.
I call bullshit on that.
Nah, they were just new, but yeah, Dad had some, and because we'd like fly once a year, and he got them for the plane, and you literally could not hear anything.
That's so dangerous.
Oh yeah.
That is so incredibly dangerous, because at this point, Josh realizes that something is terribly, terribly wrong. Because everybody else is gone, the office is black, and the fire alarm is going. So he makes a 911 call. He has not had it drilled into him that you give address first.
No, not at all.
So it's very polite 911 call. It's like, hi, this is Josh Russo. I'm stuck on the floor of a building that may or may not be on fire.
I love that. That may or may not be on fire.
He's adorable.
But the main issue for Josh is that the stairway is blocked, and nobody bothered to show him where the emergency exit was. Nobody talked him through the evacuation plan. He's never been in the building before, and he doesn't know what to do, and he is kind of freaking out.
Yeah, I would be too.
The 911 call is being taken by a very cute-looking Sue.
In
Such a bad wig.
Such a bad
It's a
bad
terrible
Oh my
wig, but
God.
she looks adorable in it nonetheless. She tells him to take a deep breath. She's going to get him out of there.
So we don't Sue
get
back
to find
in
out what happens
2000.
next.
Yeah, Sue back in 2006 was just an average dispatcher.
Yeah.
Above average, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she wasn't running the show. She was just,
not yet, no.
like dispatcher level.
She did have Maddie's superpower of getting the important calls, though, so...
Yes. She did for this episode.
All right, before we find out any more about Josh beginning, we have to go back to Athena. Okay, so this is a little scene where basically Bobby and Athena talk about May moving out.
LOL.
Yes, where it appears that Athena has swung like too far in the opposite direction. So she came down on May like a ton of bricks about Layla, and then she realizes that she was starting to sound like her own mother. And so she's overcompensating by allowing May, or giving May permission to move out, to make up for the fact that she is starting to emulate her own mother, because she never wants to be the voice. She never wants to be to May what Beatrice was to her.
Yeah, considering she's now moved how far away from Beatrice? Like...
I just like that Bobby was like, you're not Beatrice, and then he follows it up to remind us of who Beatrice actually is by saying, you're not your mother. I'm like, thanks, Bobby.
A little bit of exposition.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bar is very, very low for audience understanding in this episode.
Bobby's like,
Apparently,
you're
yeah.
not your mother who was in episode blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
that's literally the point of the scene. So let's move on to something more interesting, which is Buck and Taylor Kelly, who are apparently getting lunch.
Yeah, I mean, apparently they're not sort of friends with benefits anymore.
Now.
They're just
they're
besties.
Now. It's fine.
Yeah, they just go and have lunch. That's it. And, collude on, like, trying to solve mysteries, apparently.
Okay, no, but this was 100% Buck calling Taylor because he needed something from her.
Oh yeah, he needed. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So he's not a really good friend yet. He's still like using Taylor for his own purposes, but like she said, she really needs a friend.
They're still lunch buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mutual using of each other at the moment. But also Buck is in full info dump mode, and it just cracked me up because the first time I watched it, I didn't realize how much he did this. I think because I'm around a lot of neurodiverse people, including myself, and this is just what we do. But since it's been mentioned in fan fiction, like now I can't stop hearing it, and it just cracks me up because he just full on like info dumps all over her. So they're getting lunch. He asks her what
It sounds so dirty when you say it like that.
I know. He asks Taylor what she knows about the 911 call center. And she's like, nothing, but your sister works there. And Buck's like, yeah, she does. Her boss, Sue's really great. She's actually been at the call center since it opened. And Taylor's like, oh, since the 60s. Buck's like, no, that's when they created the number. The call center here in LA didn't open until 1984. And did you know dispatchers aren't even classified as first responders in most parts of the country? Which is crazy. It only changed here in California last year. And Taylor's just like, fucking take your Vyvanse, please.
Yeah, she is on her phone texting. She is not paying Buck any attention. And he is insulted because he's like, you should be like paying attention to me right now.
She's like this info dumping little bitch again.
To the point where like he's leaning around trying to see what she's doing on her phone.
To be fair, it is really annoying when you're trying to info dump something that you feel like is really important at the time, and the person's just like, I don't care.
But the point, like, he's not just info dumping as in, hey, I just learnt all this information, I'm finding it really interesting. It's like a segue that's building. He's trying to get her interested so he
but
can...
she doesn't know that.
No, because, so then he's like, okay, fine, I'm just going to have to get to the point, which is, hey,
so Sue was hit by a car the other night and the driver just took off. And Taylor's like, that's awful. And he goes, did you know less than 10% of hit and runs ever get solved? And she's like, yep. But this doesn't feel like you're just citing another interesting fact now. So she is so done. Like, I love it so much. I love her so much. I don't care. I am a Taylor Kelly apologist. I will always apologize for Taylor Kelly. She deserves the world.
I don't think at this point it's like Taylor is done with him. I think she's finally twigged that there is a point to all this info dumping.
Yeah, that's it. She's like, okay, something juicy's going on.
You're trying to tell me something that you think I will find interesting, or you were trying to pitch something to me. So fine, I will pay attention to you at this point.
This ADHD child is trying to communicate with me. I just have to get through all the K-pop Demon Hunter first, and then there's something in there.
Oh my god, no, don't. Buck would love K-pop Demon Hunters.
Buck would love K-pop Demon Hunters. Absolutely.
My nephew's mum called me today, and she's just like, oh yeah, like I was babysitting for my best friend's daughter, who's like a bit older than her son, and asked if she wanted to watch something on TV, and so she put this movie on, and now I am learning the dance moves, and I'm like, oh, was it K-pop Demon Hunters? And she's like, it was K-pop Demon Hunters, and I'm just like, yeah, no shit, it was K-pop Demon. Like everyone knows that K-pop Demon Hunters. Like, I haven't even watched it yet, and I'm already like, oh my god, have you seen K-pop Demon Hunters? I still haven't seen it.
Oh, please watch it.
But everyone else needs to watch it.
It's so good.
Please do watch it.
It's just because my Netflix is my mum's, and so I can't cast it to the TV, so I have to wait till she's home to send me the code so that I can log. It's a whole thing. But yes, I absolutely, like, I'm fully for K-pop Demon Hunters, and I'm making everyone else watch K-pop Demon Hunt, even though I have not watched K-pop Demon Hunt.
The soundtrack is still on repeat in the car, and we watched it several weeks ago.
I listened to Golden so much for someone who has not seen K-pop Demon Hunters.
I love it. My bestie just watched it the other day, and now she's like, oh my god, I'm listening to the soundtrack so often. I love Golden. I'm like, excellent. If you like Golden, here is a whole playlist of other K-pop songs and other K-pop artists that you might like. I will get you into this fandom.
I was messaging when one of my best friends first watched it. I was messaging Bex just like, what else can I recommend? Because I don't actually know K-pop, but Bex does. So it's like my interest in law. Like, I'm interest adjacent. Like, I'm all for K-pop, and I'm like, yay, K-pop. Bex,
So
tell me about K-pop.
If
I know nothing about
anybody
K-pop.
out there has watched K-pop Demon Hunters and they really enjoyed the music of Huntrix and the Sarja Boys and want to know what to listen to next, hit me up because I can give you some recommendations.
Yes, please
Excellent.
talk to Bex about
Please,
K-pop. Stray Kids.
please
That's
let
as
me
far as I know.
let me talk about K-pop.
I just love that it's in mainstream. Like, I'm so happy for you. Anyway, so yes, once we've got through Buck's info dumping, the police have no leads on Sue's hit and run. So he's hoping that the public could maybe help, but the public would need to know about it. And Taylor's like, oh, so maybe if they saw it on the news. Buck's like, it just so happens I have a friend who's a fantastic reporter, fluttering his eyelashes.
He's basically like asked her to do it without actually asking her to do it. He's just done all this info dumping when he could have just asked her to do it. I don't know.
Literally, yeah, but it's Buck, and he, like, yeah, it's ADHD classic.
And she's kind of, charmed enough that she says yes.
Yeah, she's like, okay, if you stop talking to me about K-pop Demon Hunters, I will talk to my assignment editor about this. But she wants a better hook than just a hit and run, and she wants to know more about the call center. Speaking of the call center,
Yeah, so poor Josh has to break the news to everybody else at the call centre about Sue now, after Buck told him about it. She's out of surgery. Terry says she did well. And there's, Linda realises that she was the one who took the call in the first place. But, there was no way for her to know.
yeah,
So Maddie reminds Josh that he needs to offer people counselling. So he does. He's doing a very good job at being in charge. Surely he must do this now and then anyway when Sue is not there 24/7. Surely he must be in charge some of the time.
Well, yeah, we saw him really step up when they lost. They lost the power and they had to go back to this is a map as he's holding up a paper map. So he's probably really good at the job side of rallying the troops, but not on the emotional side of rallying.
Yeah, he's really worried about Sue, so he's doing all right under the circumstances, I guess.
Yes. So he tells everybody to keep Sue in their thoughts and then turns around and walks out of the conference room and he's thinking about Sue, which leads us to another flashback where Sue is trying to help him and he is hell-bent on just throwing himself into the fire.
Yeah.
Because she's telling him that he needs to climb up the stairs. And he's like, no, smoke rises. I don't want to go up. I want to go down. And she's like, just fucking listen to me.
That sounds like a really stupid idea. And Sue's like, what the fuck, bro? Did you call me for help or did you call me to do your own thing?
But then thankfully, he's like, yeah, I'm going to go down. He starts going down and sees fire on the floor below him. And he's like, the fire, it's coming from the floor below. What do I do now? You go up, you fucking idiot. You listen to the woman who has been trained to help in these situations. Yeah. But then it is actually an interesting segue because you've got Josh absolutely freaking out. Oh my God, what do I do now? And then immediately the next line is Josh saying, you need to calm down.
You're being too loud. And I was like, uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh.
But he's not talking to himself. He's talking to another 911 call that he's taking in present day.
Yeah, this poor guy's in the car, bailed up by this woman who's swinging a baseball bat at him.
Yeah.
Josh asks him, says, I thought you said she was blocking your car in. And he says, yeah, she's with a baseball bat. So, but this woman is actually really worried about her daughter because she's been missing for a few days. And this guy was her ex-boyfriend, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Is that how that works? So she's saying, get out of the car and tell me where my child is. And he's trying to tell her that he hasn't seen her. And so eventually a police car rolls up and guess who steps out of it?
You get 3 guesses, the first 2 don't count.
It's definitely Athena.
It wouldn't be Athena. No. The one cop we have in this show.
And the guy in the car is so terrified of her. It's very comical almost, because she's coming up there like, first she tells the woman that if she hits that vehicle, I'm going to have to arrest you. So like she comes over to the car and she's like, no, hang on. She asks the woman about her daughter. So she's
getting
21.
both sides of the story. So she starts with the woman.
She's been gone for 2 days. She hasn't been home. She hasn't been to work. Her friends haven't heard from her, blah, blah, blah. And you think that he knows where she is. So apparently he was the one who they broke up a few weeks ago. So then she goes in and knocks on the window of the car. Baseball.
No, it's not just she knocks on the window. She takes the baseball bat from the woman and then uses the baseball bat to knock on the window to get Keith, our ex-boyfriend, to roll down the window.
Yeah.
And says, talk and don't even think about lying to me. And I'm going, Athena, you've got like 5 different weapons on your belt. Why do you need a baseball bat? Because it's
it's a menacing picture, like, to be honest.
It's so very menacing because she's clearly aligned herself with the mother at this point. Thank God for Keith. He has a very, very strong alibi in that he has not heard from Tracy in weeks. And while Tracy has been missing, he's been moving into his mama's basement. And 1 million people saw him doing this, and he is told by Athena to go and get the names of all of those 1 million people so she can check his alibi.
Yeah. And then she asks the mum, did you file a police report? And the mum says that they just asked me if I was sure she didn't run away. And they said they'd get back to me. And it didn't seem like she was a high priority. And Athena very ominously says, well, she is now. And we all
She basically takes off, like, whips off her sunglasses and goes, she is now. And then for some reason the CSI theme played. It was really weird.
Yeah, it was very dramatic.
But yeah, then we get some like actual opposite of propaganda, which is nice. Because Athena's pulled Tracy's file and the detective in charge of the case has done nothing.
All there is in the file is the initial statement and the photo of Tracy. Because apparently Nelson, who was the detective assigned to the case, has decided to wait and see if she'll come back on her own.
Yeah, I'm sure she's fine. She'll just wander back. But yeah, as Athena says, she's not the kind of missing girl that makes the evening news.
Interestingly, she's having this conversation with Lou Ranson, who has decided to involve himself in this case.
He was the extra that was free this week, so...
I have a feeling it's because, like, Romero is he robbery? And
Probably.
Ranson is homicide, so different areas. Although why he's involving himself in a missing persons case, I don't know. But anyway.
Maybe he's just bored. Because he's like...
he's got nothing better to do.
He's like, you want some company? Like, I got nothing else to do around here,
I'm
so
guessing
I'm coming.
Romero was, like, off with his evil twin over in Rookie Land. So they had to get Ranson. So yes, he tags along with Athena as they investigate Nelson's case. Hopefully Nelson doesn't notice or doesn't mind, because I have a feeling that that will not go over well.
Not if they solve it under his nose. So Taylor has accepted the challenge to get the message about Sue's hit and run to the people.
Taylor's doing reporting things.
She's just doing reporting things. Talking about how Sue remains in critical condition at this hour. Police have no leads.
The, tape at the bottom says local hero struck down.
So that's obviously the angle that they're taking. It's not that particularly that it's just a hit and run. It's they're talking up Sue, hyping her up as a local hero in the community, worked in the dispatch centre, and that's the tragedy. And all of the dispatchers are watching this from the floor.
Yeah, I don't know who's taking calls right now, but
nobody's taking
apparently
calls right
not.
Now.
It's quiet out there in La La Land.
The whole city is watching Taylor's report, which is fair because you know. I mean, to be fair, everyone seems to recognise Taylor whenever they go anywhere, so probably the whole city is watching Taylor.
Yeah.
Jamal's just like, oh yeah, like it happens all the time, people getting away with murder. May's like, Sue's not dead, she's gonna pull through.
Except then we cut to
But
the
is
hospital where a crash cart is being rolled into Sue's room because she suddenly does not have a pulse, and they're about to rush her to emergency surgery because she's bleeding internally.
Oh, and it's just as Josh comes in too, so he sees the whole thing and he's freaking out. And so's Don, obviously, because he is there as well. But yeah.
Do you mean Barry? Barry's there, yeah.
Yeah, that dude, I don't know. So poor Josh is under so much trauma that he flashes back to 2006 again, and he's still climbing up the stairs.
No, but he's
still climbing up the stairs.
It's 2006, but it's like an alternate universe 2006. Because it's a repeat of the last time. It's the last couple of seconds of the last time we were in 2006, where Sue is urging Josh to go up, and he's like, no, fuck you, I'm going down. But then he sees the fire. Except now he goes, fuck you, I'm going down. He starts going down, and there is a person in the stairwell with him that wasn't there the first time.
Yeah, wasn't there the first time that he remembered this, but yeah.
No. Okay, so he's editing his memories now?
The entire episode is like going back and retconning memories. This happens multiple times in this episode, and it pisses me off. But yeah, so Josh decides to go down.
Aren't perfect.
Josh decides to go down, and he sees a woman in the stairwell on the 31st floor. She is breathing, but as Sue rightly surmised, the fire is down below them and it's coming up. So she's telling Josh that he needs to get out of there. He says, I'm not leaving. I can't leave this person because she could die. So Sue talks him through getting the woman up in sort of like a fireman's carry. And then he has...
Anyone else singing Golden right now every time you say up? No, just me.
I would, but I would blow out your ears as I attempted to hit those notes, and I love you too much to do that.
Speaking of Golden, you can do CPR to Golden.
Of course you can.
So he's going up, up, up.
It's his moment.
It's his moment.
But while he's carrying this lady on her back.
A random woman, yeah.
Like an unconscious woman on his back. So that's...
Yes.
Kind of,
and he goes up
worse.
like another 5 flights of stairs with this woman on his back.
Yeah, he's doing great.
Yeah.
So he gets to the 36th floor, which is more office space, even less finished than Myers and Wong, which was where he started. It's got caution construction area tapes everywhere in the office, which at first glance looks like crime scene tape. But it does actually, it is that same yellow and black. It's very bizarre. So Sue is continuing to talk him through what he does now to get the woman safely off his back. And once he's done that, she tells him that the LAFD is en route and should be there soon. And he stumbles over to the large plate glass windows, and we can see the 118 ladder truck and engine truck pulling around to the front of the building. And so, exhausted, adrenaline, shock, relief, Josh passes out. Except when he wakes up, he's in the bad place because the captain of the 118 is leaning over him, and it's fucking Gerard.
It's fucking Gerard!
Because this is still
the bad old
2006.
days, remember? Yeah.
He unfortunately did not wake up in 2018. It's still 2006.
I mean, kudos on Brian Thompson for coming back to shoot like 2 or 3 scenes.
Literally like 3 minutes of
I think it's maybe
footage.
3 lines of dialogue. It's maybe like half a day of filming. But he's obviously like, yep, I've got nothing better to do.
Literally, he was already in LA. They're like, hey, do you mind? He's like, sure, why not? I'll go yell at Chimney again. So yeah, sure enough, Chimney's there, working on the woman that Josh rescued. I'm just trying to remember when Chimney got his nickname, but I can't remember if he's actually Chimney in this.
Well, we'll still call him Chimney, but he probably is still Howie
Chimney
at this point.
Gerard's the captain, so he's probably still the
Proby.
the delivery guy.
Well, he's doing paramedic work, so at least he's...
True. That's
yeah,
true. They
sorry,
let him
yeah.
out of the station house. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's late
He's
in Gerard's,
accepted. Yeah.
yeah.
It's obviously, it's like Gerard era, but it's pre-Hen joining
Yeah.
them. But yes, Gerard basically orders Josh to his feet and literally drags him out of the building. And then we get this weird scene where the woman wakes up and is incredibly thankful to Chimney for saving him. And Chim's like, no, I just showed up. Someone else was the one that actually saved you. And he asks Gerard where the Good Samaritan, where the hero is, so the lady can thank him. And Gerard says, he's on his way to the ER already.
Yeah.
I don't get the point of that part of the scene.
Anyway, Josh is a hero. He doesn't even know that he's a hero.
It's just so that Gerard has more than one line.
Possibly.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like there's a minimum that you have when you're getting someone on set, that they have to be on set. They're like, we'll just make a couple of scenes up for you to, pad out Brian's shooting time. I will say that scene is useful because I get another name to add to my list of the 118 members, because we haven't seen Serrano before. So I added his name.
Then we go into the Madney apartment.
Josh is over.
Yeah, Sue's still in surgery, probably for the next few hours. Terry sent Josh home because he didn't want Josh up all night while he's supposed to work tomorrow. And Maddie's trying to tell Josh to take a day off, and Josh is like, no, I can't.
It's basically just Josh freaking out, Maddie trying to reassure him.
Yeah,
that's
pretty
the
much.
entire point
Maddie's
of the scene.
like, you need to take care of yourself. Josh says, we've all got people we love out there. The best thing we can do is our jobs, which I got from her. Got all my best stuff from her. Josh is really scared.
Yeah, poor Josh.
He obviously has a really close relationship with Sue, and yeah, Maddie's like, I'm scared too, but you know what? We're gonna have all the faith in her that she's had in all of us. She's gonna pull through this. So Maddie's manifesting.
So while she's manifesting, we're going back to the Athena residence,
where it is girls' wine night.
It's girls' wine night, and Athena is sharing details of the missing persons case with Hen.
Which again, are they supposed to be talking about their cases? Yeah. But yeah, Hen didn't even know there was a missing girls case. As Athena says, that's the problem. Like, Athena's a police officer, and even she didn't know there was a missing girl. The mother came to the police to help, and they couldn't be bothered. Wait and see if she turns up.
But they wouldn't be waiting and seeing if it was a white woman that was missing on the streets. They'd be out combing the streets. Yes. And then Hen makes an interesting point about when she was a kid, she used to... It's an interesting point, but I don't think it hits the mark quite right, because she's talking about the community outreach that police used to do. She said the cops would go into the community, play basketball with the kids, always coming to the cookout, so to speak. And she questions why they were coming into her community and not so much into the communities of, into Beverly Hills. And Hen's line is, why do they need to know us to do the job that they're paid for? With the implication being that the police are sent into the black communities, the lower socioeconomic communities, to make them more sympathetic to those communities in order to make them more likely to do their jobs. But that's not the reason that they send cops into neighborhoods to play basketball with kids and do the dances and go to the cookouts. It's it's to condition the kids to have positive connotations of the police.
Yes.
So that when they grow up and they have future interactions with police, they're more likely to cooperate. Because they're going to think, oh yeah, that's, Constable Barry who shot hoops with us. It's exactly like Constable Barry. These guys are our friends. We can trust them.
Yeah, because, if you're growing up as a poor kid in a poor neighborhood and the only interaction you've had with police is that they arrested your dad or your neighbour, you're not going to trust them. So, you know, if there's a police officer that's shooting hoops with them, then maybe they will trust them more.
Yeah.
Ironically, my college, which for people in the US, that's junior, senior year of high school in Australia. And for everyone who is in Australia, in where I live, college is a separate school from high school.
Okay.
We had a police officer who used to come on campus and visit us and hang out with us and talk to us.
We have one at our primary school who comes to visit and does stuff with the kids.
But I think we were the only college that had one. And I'm thinking, damn, what was so wrong with our college that they thought we needed a cop? Like, they had so little faith in us growing up that they thought we needed to get, you know, inoculated against police so early on.
See, it's funny because I grew up in such a small town that in primary school, so elementary, for the Americans, the one police officer in the town lived opposite the school and was also the president of the school board because, like, it was a school of 50 children.
In the media, they're sometimes they're made out to be the bad guys. So if they come into the schools and be friendly with the kids and, you know, do stuff with them, they'll realize that they're people too. They're friendly. You can go to them for help and they'll help you.
Yeah.
I mean, in a lot of cases, that's not always the case. If you go to the cops, they're not always going to help you. But we also probably have that problem here.
Well, that's the story that's being set up in this episode, that, you know, a black woman went to the police about her black daughter and the police. I'm assuming Nelson is white. I feel like...
It feels like that, doesn't it?
It feels like either Nelson specifically is a white police officer, or it's the systemic racism within the police department, that a missing black person is not treated as as a priority as a white missing person would have been.
Yeah, there's a lot of issues with cops all around the world.
So Hen questions why Athena seems to be so fixated on this missing persons case, and she wonders whether it has to do with the little girl, the one who disappeared when Athena was a kid, the one that was supposedly the motivation for Athena to become a police officer, but then that got retconned and it was something else.
Her fiance.
But it turns out she's not thinking about that little girl. She's thinking about her own little girl. And the fact that
she's thinking about May.
May wants to move out and get a place of her own.
I love that Hen's immediately like, "Bet you shut that down real quick." Athena's like, why does everyone think I'm such a hard ass that all I know how to do is say no? Yeah, don't answer that.
Yeah, because Hen gives her like, "Girl, please."
And then Hen has to remind us of what happened last week by saying that giving Nia back was the hardest thing that she's ever done. And so this is why that I no longer want to be a foster parent. No, she doesn't say that. She says it's the weirdest analogy that she's decided to throw in. It is a weird analogy, but it's what we know from
remember that time
episode.
that I was fostering? Like...
You know, not the child that I adopted from, you know, my junkie ex-girlfriend and you know, all of the fears that I've had around him. No, the kid that I had for a year.
Yeah, but it's because she was worried about that Nia was going into a situation that someone was going to hurt her and that she wouldn't be there to protect her. And that's what Athena is going through, because she wants to protect May and she won't be there to protect her. I'm sorry to mansplain that to you.
Cops anywhere. Yeah.
But then she encourages her.
It's bad writing. Like, I understand kind of what they're trying to do. It's just bad writing.
Like, this is where I started tuning out and falling asleep, honestly.
Yes.
Well, she says that she has to be the voice that teaches her to protect herself when the world doesn't. It's like, okay, whatever. I mean, what can you say to a child to convince them?
Nothing.
That, you know what, that they just have to work it out for themselves, honestly.
Pretty much.
There's not much you can do.
You need to just let kids make their own mistakes.
And just be there to catch them at the end without the told you so dance. No matter how badly you want to do it.
I still can't talk about The Summer I Turned Pretty, can I?
No, because I still haven't finished it.
This is exactly the argument that I had with that show. Just gotta let her make her own mistakes, even if they're stupid mistakes.
Yes.
All right, what's next?
Taylor Kelly.
Oh, more Taylor.
Kelly's
More
on the
Taylor.
TV, but only very briefly because it's still Athena and what's his face investigating the girl.
Yes, but Taylor does give Athena a crucial piece of evidence. Because
she does.
Taylor is talking about Sue again, and that according to witnesses, Blevin was hit by a red Vero Galaxy. So Athena is standing in a car showroom waiting to talk to the missing woman, Tracy, her manager, because she worked. It was something to do with car sales. So Athena
how does Taylor not... how does Athena not already know about the red car? Maybe she does,
because
but
they're not
Taylor's
connected
just
at this
telling
point.
us.
They're not connected at this point. So this is like... Athena doesn't care about it.
Athena's not working on the Sue Blevins case.
Like, the police know about the car, but that's just associated with the hit and run. That's not associated with the missing person's
the kidnapping.
case.
Okay,
so
I see what
at
you mean.
this
They're not
point,
connected.
this is where Athena learns this information about the car so that she realizes the two cases are connected. And so Taylor is giving this information out on the news because there would be witnesses to the hit and run that don't realize they were witnesses. Because they need to know that if they saw a red car in this vicinity at that time on that day, that maybe they saw something and they should come forward to police.
Anyway, so Tracy, who's the missing girl, she works at the desk at the service department, which closes at 6, and the girls are usually gone by 6:15. So there's actually another girl who they can talk to because Meredith works the desk with Tracy.
And so Athena and Lou interview Meredith, and she says, as I told Tracy's mother, at the time that they normally leave, I was ready to leave. Tracy wanted to hit the ladies' room first, so we said goodbye, and that's the last time I ever saw her. And Athena's like, okay, cool. Now tell me what you didn't tell her mother. And apparently what she didn't tell her mother was that Tracy had a gambling habit. And after she would leave work, she would go down to the local casino and play some poker. I do like Ranson's line, which was, what was she doing at a casino? And Athena's like, winning, apparently.
He's like, she was hustling guys at cards, and
Athena's
like,
I didn't say that. I said
she
was good.
She was good, yeah. So apparently there's a guy sitting next to her who's sort of leaning over to talk to her, but she keeps distance. She never looks at him. So they didn't come in together.
That's an issue that I have, because the dialogue that Lou says is, as they're talking, they're watching security footage of Tracy at a poker table. And Lou is saying, like, she's talking, but she keeps a distance. She never looks at him. But as he's saying that, she's leaning into this guy. They're shoulder to shoulder. She's talking to him. She's turned toward him. So, like, the B crew were not aligned with the script or aligned with the A crew at this point.
They didn't come in together, but they left together because Tracy gets up and she looks drunk. And
the guy sitting next to her gets up to hold her up and grabs her purse. And helps.
A white purse.
Very specifically a white purse. Ranson assumes that she's just a cheap date, can't hold her liquor. And Athena says no. The waitress said she wasn't drinking any alcohol. She had 2 teas and a water, but it doesn't help when the footage... They rewind the footage and they're playing it again, and they see that the dude in the ball cap very, very obviously tips something into her drink. Like, it's blatant. He's not even trying to be subtle. So then they follow their path through the casino to the parking garage. And Ranson says that he hopes that they will get lucky and the guy will drive towards the camera. And he does, but he has blockers on the license plate, so the camera can't pick it up. But being a guy, he's like, oh, that looks like a Vero Galaxy. What color do you think that is? And Athena's like, that's red.
Yeah.
And Lou's like,
she has connected the dots.
that was a very, very definite answer. What makes you think it's red? And Athena said, because at 9:02, which is, 12 minutes, 15 minutes later, a red Vero galaxy was spotted fleeing the scene of a hit and run. And so, yes, Athena has connected the dots that our kidnapper...
It does feel like she's right, but
she's very
it feels like she's kind of doing the board with the string, like connecting the dots at the moment. Like, it's a jump.
I've connected two dots,
like,
you've connected nothing. I've connected them.
Yeah.
It's very would only happen in television because it's just the way that it's written.
I mean, it's just one possibility of what may have happened, I guess. Like, there might have been multiple Vero galaxies, but, I mean, in this case,
for the drama,
it turns out to be right.
I think
entirety of LA, there's only one galaxy.
red Vero galaxy.
Yeah. Anyway, Buck is going to meet up with Taylor back at the market car park.
Yeah, so they've gone from lunch at a food truck to hanging out in a parking lot.
So classy.
Moving up in the world.
Taylor really knows how to show a guy a good time. But no, she sweet talks one of the security guards into giving her the surveillance footage from the night that Sue was hit, and she says that there is something
talk me any day.
Weird there.
What?
But she doesn't want to let Buck see the footage because he knows Sue.
Yeah, she's being so caring. She's like, no, like, this is your friend, you know her.
Yeah, I don't think you want to
like,
see this.
It's rough.
And Buck's like, no, let me see it, come on. So yeah, they watch it.
Yeah, they watch it. The guy in the car really didn't slow down. Taylor's trying to work out why Sue's running towards the car. And this is where Buck is having his I've connected two dots moment.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, maybe she saw something she wasn't supposed to. She says the guy in his car, gets out to confront him, he runs her over. Taylor's like, what could she have seen? Look where the car was parked, over there by the dumpsters. And Buck immediately is like, oh, I've heard about this illegal plastic surgery clinic a few months back. Guy was tossing evidence in the Yeah, who told you that? Fucking Bobby. Totally went to work the next day and was like, oh my god, guess what I did, you guys? But yes, the guy was tossing evidence in the dumpster. And this is the best.
Light bulbs have gone off above both their heads, and they both start walking towards the dumpster. And Taylor's like, oh, someone was dumping evidence in a dumpster? What if our driver did too? Buck's like, oh, should we call the police? Taylor's like, I mean, we're already here. And Buck's like, I do have gloves in my car. And as he says that, Athena rolls up behind him on the loudspeaker. She didn't even hear what he said, and she's just like, don't even think about it, Buck.
Yeah, literally, don't even think about it, Buck.
She's like, I've seen this movie before, and if I had a nickel for every time someone went dumpster diving in this show.
Damn it, Mum caught me.
It's very much, he turns around and both Athena and Lou, I don't think has met Buck at this point.
Yeah, Lou's like, what is happening? Like,
but he's also looking very disapprovingly at Buck, and then Buck turns back to the camera with like a, aw, man, kind of look on his face. She's always spoiling his fun.
They get arrested here? Like, why do they end up back at the station? Like, what have they done? They haven't done anything.
I'm pretty sure they're just throwing them out of the way. Buck's in the interrogation room.
Why are they in separate interrogation rooms?
Like, they haven't done anything worth being arrested over.
I love that. So Buck's just like pacing in the interrogation room, and Lou's watching through the mirror, and Buck's using the mirror to check his teeth. It's like, that's a two-way mirror, you dumbass.
Yeah, but we've established that Buck has not watched anything in popular culture, so he probably has not watched any kind of detective or police procedurals.
How weird that there's big mirrors here. I'm sure it's fine.
And does not realise that it's a two-way mirror. Yeah.
Oh, I love him. But yeah, Athena walks in and he's just like, what'd you find in the dumpster? And yes, they found the handbag and the ID of the missing girl. Buck is still a couple steps behind because he doesn't know anything about about the girl. So he's like, I don't understand what the girl has to do with Sue. So then Athena fills him in about how Tracy was kidnapped less than a mile away from the supermarket, and they think she was in the car that hit Sue, and, like, the driver gunned for Sue so she couldn't tell anyone what she saw.
And so Buck remembers that Sue was trying to say something when they were getting her loaded up into the ambulance. And he tells Athena that when we got to the scene, Sue was trying to talk. Her husband thought she was saying 911. Honey, you were the one who thought she was saying 911. Not the husband.
Don't blame Jerry in all this.
But maybe it was about the car. And maybe it wasn't 911. Maybe it was 9 were. You know, like 9-1 were. And so Athena walks over to the mirror and she's
he literally just keeps saying 9-1 were. 9-1 were.
Yeah, she's
like, okay.
It's the weirdest. Buck probably thinks she's gone crazy because she just walks straight over to the mirror. She's staring at her own reflection and says, let's run it. Red Vero Galaxy, partial plate, 9-1. And then we cut to Blue behind the mirror going, William.
Buck's like, oh, is this one of these cool, like, AI mirror things that, like, will do stuff for you if you ask it?
He's, like, swiping on the mirror, like, trying to use it like a smartphone.
But here's the other fun part. So while Buck was, like, pacing like a caged animal and checking his reflection in the mirror,
my Taylor
is just kicking back. She still has her phone. She also got a
coffee
coffee from
take her
somewhere.
phone off her.
And she is just chilling out.
She doesn't even look up. She's like, station lawyers are on the way.
Yeah, Lou walks in. She assumes that she's about to get arrested or interrogated or something. And he's like...
Clearly not the first time.
And Ranson is like, you might want to call your cameraman instead. And she immediately puts the phone down. She's like, tell me more.
Yes. Let me.
So what the more is that there is now a kidnapping alert for a Red Vero Galaxy with a California license plate, 9-1 William Adam Lincoln Tom Nora, and that has gone out on the VMS signs, the variable messaging signs that are set up on all the freeways, and also out as an emergency alert to everyone's phone.
Damn.
Yep. 91 Walton.
Including the phones of the 911 dispatchers who just look at it and go, shit, we're about to get inundated. Because they are.
Yep.
Every man and their dog calls in for any reason. Like, it's a red Vero Galaxy, which is like a sporty kind of car, yet Jamal takes a call from someone calling in a minivan.
A minivan, yeah. But thanks for calling.
You can see he really does not want to add that thanks for calling because he really would have preferred they had not called at all, but he has to be polite.
But they do actually investigate one caller who said that they saw the car parked by the fence near a container yard, so they actually do go and check that one out.
Yeah, well, Josh got it, so it was clearly a plot point. So
yeah, and
yeah,
they let Williams out of the precinct, and I'm so happy. Branford's there as well, but they let Williams out.
He's usually out and about doing stuff.
Oh, Athena gets.
He was during the earthquake.
When was the earthquake? That was like 14 whole episodes ago.
It was this season.
No, 11 episodes ago. With several time jumps in between, so it's
maybe we've seen him since then, though, right?
Oh, the mudslide. Yeah, that's right, the mudslide thing. Yeah. I'm like,
know.
What earthquake? Yes, no, I remember now.
Mudslide.
That was a while. Jesus, that's been That was a whole.
I don't feel like it's been that long since we saw him.
Yeah.
Maddie's had a whole baby since then.
Yeah,
Literally.
that was just last episode. That's fine.
No, but like she was pregnant at the beginning of the season, and she's had a whole baby, and now only now have we seen Williams. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's been a long time. It's been a long time coming.
Athena's just got to be in the middle of everything.
So
yeah.
Back to Williams and Branford doing their jobs. They've discovered the car. They've discovered that there is blood in the car, which is incredibly weird because it's like if anyone could explain to me how that blood gets in like the middle of the top of the seat back, I would appreciate it.
Behind the seat? Because she was sitting in the front seat.
But I could understand if it was like on the seat back, but it's like on the top, the curve right next to the head thingy. So I don't know how blood got there. And
Yeah, I don't know.
from what we could see when we find Tracy, she's not bleeding. But somebody's
Anyway,
bleeding.
for the drama, they found some blood.
They found some blood, and then there's even a trail of blood that Williams follows into the container yard.
So she's being stabbed.
No, but she hasn't. She just got drugged. There was no stabbing as far as I remember. There's no reason any of them should be...
How else does she have a blood trail?
I don't know. They obviously needed something to alert Williams and Branford that this was a serious situation, and then they were all out of breadcrumbs, so they had to do a blood trail to get them into the container
they couldn't
yard.
actually put a neon sign pointing at the car going, this is the car, so they just threw some blood in there. Anyway, so they call a bunch of other people. We start getting a lot of numbers.
Yeah, so basically,
this does not stop for the rest of the episode.
They found the car and there's blood, so they're going in to investigate, and 3 additional LAPD units call in that they are also going to the container yard. Athena is not one of them, surprisingly.
Yeah, I don't know what Athena's doing, but...
She probably finished her shift by then.
Yeah, she's like, well, I'm done. Good luck with Tracy, guys.
Yeah.
So Williams and Branford are walking through. It's a bit of a maze in the container yard, but they happen to come across the container that they need, and they find Tracy inside. So they call it back into Josh that they've located the victim. She needs medical attention, and Josh says that the RA unit is en route, and I'm about to punch my television. Because I know that it's one of those regional things, because we as Australians, I would say en route. I would not say en route. And then it started me thinking, like, okay, maybe it's just an American thing, like maybe the Americans like say en route. But then I'm thinking, no, but the highway system's Route 66. So how, like, do they call it Route 66? I ended up having to message my friend. I ended up having to message my friend going, hey, how would you say this highway system? She's like, oh no, that's Route 66. And I'm like, sweet, how would you say this? And she said, oh no, I'd say en route. Like, okay, then why the fuck does Josh say en route? And he's like, oh.
Well, that's French.
She's like, oh no, he's
en route
Southern.
is French.
He's Southern, darling. And I've gone,
of course, yeah, right.
Oh, sure. Yeah, so Brian Safi grew up in Texas. So he says en route because he's Southern. Everybody else in the world says en route French because influence. We understand French, I guess.
Interesting.
Sure. Anyway. The 118
linguistics aside.
Eddie's like his one and only appearance in this episode is he jumps out of the truck, gets the handsaw, and opens up the gates to the container yard so they can get the trucks in.
But they're not actually allowed to do anything yet because the cops have to make sure that the scene's secure, because obviously they don't want to send in first responders if there's an active shooter.
Yeah, they probably should have done that in the beginning, like when they first showed up and found the car there. They probably should have established a perimeter, basically.
Well, that's what they do. That's why they've called so many people in.
They're doing that now after they've found the girl and everything, but before they started creeping in to find her,
yes,
they probably should have secured the area.
Did we even mention that we found the girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they dispatched the 118, because they needed the medical support.
That was before the en route discussion. I forgot where we are. Anyway, yeah, so the 118 can't get in because they've got to make sure that the thing's safe. Eddie's like, hasn't it been long enough? Hen's like, the girl's been drugged, we need to get in there. Shim's like, yeah, haven't they got the suspect yet? And then immediately Josh is like, yeah, officers now advise us the scene is clear for you to respond. But it's like, you haven't found any. Like, what?
No, if they have cleared that entire container yard, then they both need to be fired because that was a shitty job.
Yeah.
The one thing that is interesting about that scene is we kind of see how the radio system works in dispatch, because on Josh's screen we can see the different channels. So you've got the LAPD, which is Tactical Channel 2, and you've got LAFD, which is 4. And Josh uses foot pedals to switch between channels. So when he wants to talk to the cops, he hits the foot pedal, it switches to TAC 2. When he wants to talk to Bobby, he hits the pedal again, it switches to TAC 4. So the scene is quote-unquote secure. So Josh sends the 118 in, but he didn't tell them where to go. And so they get lost very quickly.
Yeah, there's a lot of containers there, and it is...
Yeah, it's a maze of containers.
Mate, and they've all... But handily, they all have numbers on them.
Yes, but unhandily, they're not in any kind of sequential order.
They're not in order. No,
they're not in order.
But what is handy is that they're close enough that Williams has heard them come in, and he's come to get them. So he leads them to the box that Tracy is in. And Bobby double checks with Williams, like, there's no sign of the suspect, right? It's fine. And Williams like, nope, nothing. We must have scared him off. And then as Bobby is radioing back into dispatch, we see the suspect peering around the corner of one of the containers.
Yeah, he's literally just there. I don't know what they were doing to secure the scene, but not much. To be fair, this whole episode is about how
he's in stealth
the cops
mode.
are, so
yeah.
He's wearing dark clothing. They couldn't see him.
Yeah. He's got. I've been reading Percy Jackson with my kids. He's got one of the characters has a
the hat of
cap.
invisibility.
Yeah, the hat of invisibility. Exactly.
Cool. Yeah. So they're looking at Tracy. She's got fresh bruises on her wrists. They're not sure how long she's been in there. There's a syringe that's like been sedating her somehow, but it's not labelled. They have no idea what it is.
You mean he didn't very conveniently leave the little like medical vial with all of the information about the drug that he just administered in the container with her?
Very rude about it.
No, and amazingly, Chim and Hen don't even have a go. Like, they have a go guessing what it might be, but they don't instantly know by looking at it, which is unusual for them.
Yeah, right.
It's
because Athena's not there with her magical diagnosing powers to help them.
Maybe the container is like blocking, like shielding them from the magical effects of the ability to immediately diagnose.
But yeah, Hen checks her vitals and is like, yeah, she's about to stop breathing any second now. So they prep the naloxone.
Yep.
Because if it's not an opioid, one dose won't hurt her and could actually help. So they're pushing fluids, they're prepping the naloxone, and then backup arrives.
And so Josh says, units on scene searching the area for the suspect who's possibly still in the general area. And what? The suspect is not in the general area. Williams cleared it.
Yeah, he just said the suspect was gone.
Like,
but Josh doesn't believe him.
The issue with this is nobody ever mentioned that there was a suspect there. They just found the car and they found Tracy. I'm guessing they assumed that the suspect is still in the area. But Williams has cleared it. So they shouldn't be looking in the container. They should be looking outside the container. The math is not mathing in this episode.
Once again, we've looked too hard at it. And
once again, we've
exposed the holes.
And the glass is broken, and now I cannot unsee it.
Damn it!
It's fine. Stop looking at it. It's a interesting sort of thing. So,
and ironically, I really do like this scene for what Josh does.
It's very tense the first time you watch it. The second time wasn't as tense, maybe because I was falling asleep and all the numbers.
It's incredibly tense. It's like my brain cannot compute that anybody could actually do what he does. I don't actually know that anybody could do what he does in this particular situation. I think it's incredibly for the drama, but it's very well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's trying to establish a perimeter, so he sends the new officers to the four corners of the container yard, and they tell him what box number he is next to, so he writes it all down in the system.
Which would work if the numbers were sequential.
Yeah.
And if they worked out, like... Yeah, it would work if the numbers were sequential and you knew how many...
Just so that when they get to the end, he knows where they are.
Yeah, but doesn't that mean that they need to work out, like, the X and the Y axes so that
maybe he thinks that they are sequential to start with, and then when they tell him, he's like, oh fuck, they're not in order.
I don't know.
But anyway, he knows that they need a helicopter. They need air support.
Yes.
So Linda's trying to arrange that.
Because the people on the ground can't see through the shipping containers, where if they had eyes in the sky, they'd be able to be like, oh, the guy's just there.
Yes. But before they can get the bird, quote unquote, Williams and Bradford just happen to stumble upon our suspect, who immediately sees them and bolts deeper into the containers. And so all of the...
Yeah, he's a bit of a coward. He only likes picking on women, clearly.
So all of the officers suddenly are starting to...
Well, he's got like several cops after him now, so...
But they're getting lost because they have no idea where they're going. They are, as William says, they're in a maze, lots of the same thing in every direction. The helicopter is still unavailable. Josh throws a bit of a tantrum, saying that he needs aerial visual assist because he's got an armed suspect and officers who are as good as sitting ducks. And Joshy, nobody told you that he was armed. Like, they didn't even know...
I'm sure they told him at some point. It's fine.
They didn't know there was a suspect in the area, and nobody knows that he has a gun at this point, because he ran before they could get a good look at him. So...
Anyway, for the drama, he has an
whoever
armed
was
suspect.
writing this scene forgot that, oh yeah, we should probably let somebody know at some point that there is an actual gun. It's like Chekhov's gun, but in reverse. They haven't, like, showed us the gun in the first part, and it's suddenly shown up, and like, where did the gun come from?
Josh is having a panic attack anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, well, the officers are all now coming over the radio saying, hey, we're blind, we're all turned around, we don't know where we are, we've lost visual.
So Josh does this weird, I want to say beautiful mind kind of moment.
Yeah, he gets like...
It's like Iron Man.
All the numbers
he
start flashing up and like...
It's very much like, I was thinking Tony Stark, but then Tony, that's actually his computer system.
Yeah, that's the actual interface.
So
but
like,
Josh is doing all this in his head.
He's forming a map. He's thinking up a mental map of where the containers are located, which is amazing. Like, if he can come up with the four corners and then try and direct people through a maze that makes no sense, then okay. Like, Josh is more of a genius than we ever gave him credit for.
And not even that, but to the point that he's got this mind map where all of the containers are and all of the LAPD units' locations, and also he's remembered exactly where they called in that they saw the suspect, and realizes that when the 118 are about to leave their container to take Tracy back to the rig so they could get her to hospital, he's figured out that the suspect is circling back and they are in danger. And just as he tells Bobby to hunker down, which Bobby immediately does, the suspect just walks straight towards them, like there's nobody around him, gun out, and starts shooting at the container.
You would think that they'd have a cop guarding the firefighters and the victim that's drugged out. Like,
you would think, wouldn't you? Like, you've just had 3 other units pop up, leave somebody in the container to, like, keep them safe, and then have everybody else go out. But no, let's just shoot at the firefighters. That sounds like a fun episode.
I was so confused by what Josh was doing that when they started firing, I was just like, oh my God, he's firing at them. What's happening? My babies, they're in a container and they don't have any armor or anything. Anyway, very for the drama. But
and then Josh manages to continue his beautiful mind routine and manages to tell all of the LAPD units that are in the container which direction to go, which container to head for, so that they are all circling and trapping the suspect. So that when...
I have no idea how this is working, but it was a lot of fun to watch. So
I do not think it would work. I think that it could work if you had like GPS on everyone and you had you were looking at it with a aerial, like, visual assist from a helicopter. Yeah. I don't think any one person could do it in their brain like this, especially not with the limited information that Josh had about the container yard. But
It's fine. Josh is just that good, and it's a lot of fun, so we're hand-waving
yes,
it. And, having a great
it
time.
is one of my favourite scenes in this episode, even if it absolutely does not hold up under scrutiny.
Yeah.
But that's what he does. He gets police going in certain directions so that they're circling the wagons, and when the suspect is like peering around corners, trying to see if the way is clear, and then all of a sudden he's blocked in all four sides by police.
Yeah.
And so he just gives up.
Yeah, literally, it's just like, oh yeah, fair.
Yep.
As I said, he's a bit of a coward. He only picks on women.
And shipping containers.
He doesn't really have a lot of choice at that point. He's pretty surrounded.
Yeah.
Josh tells them that suspect in custody, 118, you can go ahead. It's clear for transport.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, now the scene is clear for transport.
now the scene is clear. Well, they definitely have the guy now.
Yeah, so he's on the ground. The cops have kicked the gun away. They're handcuffing him. Bobby thanks Josh as they're walking past. Williams, I don't think, realizes Bobby is on his radio and gives Bobby a big thumbs up as Bobby walks past.
Yeah, well, I thought
Bobby's thanking him.
thanking him. Yeah, well, I thought Bobby was thanking him.
Classic cop. It's just like, yeah, I did all the work.
Yeah, but
And
he's
like,
looking at him.
You walked
No, I
away
think he's just. I think he's
walked around in
just
circles.
sticky beaking. Like, oh, what are they doing to that guy down there? Like,
Yeah.
but he's.
Anyway, now we flash back again, back to 2006. I'm Bringing Sexy Back has stopped playing.
They could only
For this
afford
one.
that
Oh my
like 10
God.
seconds.
Yeah.
What?
And
It's from the song.
No, I know it's from the song. It was just so random.
Josh makes it up to dispatch for some reason. I don't know how he got the clearance, but sure, why not?
He's got a visitor sticker on him, so
It's
They're trusting
2006.
him.
I guess security was a little bit more lax back then.
I was about to say 9/11 hasn't happened, but it has, so I don't know why security is lax, but I guess the taking of Dispatch 911 hasn't happened yet, so...
yeah.
So they don't care, they just let anyone come up. But yeah, so Sue introduces herself to Josh. Josh pulls her into a hug and, like, thanks her for saving his life. Sue's just like, yeah, okay. I literally do that every day.
And then she takes him on a walking tour of Dispatch. And I just twigged. She was bitching at the beginning of the episode about she doesn't have time to take people on walking tours. Yet
Yeah,
back in
that's why
2006,
I'm
she was
like,
taking Josh on a
bro.
walking tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she was bitching to Josh, like, oh, we don't have time to take people on a walking tour. And Josh is like, you take me on walking tours all the time. Back in 2006. Back in 2006, Dispatch is, like, much more cramped. Instead of being, like, open planned, it's very much like cubicles.
It's cozier. I think I like 2006 Dispatch better because there's plants.
There's no hot desking.
Yeah, people have got photos set up on their stations.
Is it a different location?
No, it's the same location because you can see like straight through the cubicles. You can see the conference room that we know and love.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So obviously in 2006 it was set up like that, and then at some point between now and the 2020s, someone's gone, oh, this needs to be modernized. Let's rip everything out and do like completely open plan and hot desking and you're like no personal shit on the floor anywhere.
But yes, Josh makes a comment about how the call, which was the worst moment of his life, was just a day that ends in Y for Sue. And she's like, yeah, we're not quite that blasé, but yes, that's the job. And Josh praises her, is like, how'd you know to send me upstairs? And Sue explains the initial fire call came from 2 floors below, which is why Josh could smell the smoke.
Basically, they've got a Bible that tells them how to react in that situation. So she was just following the script.
Yeah, Josh is, like, impressed at himself that he was heroic. He says that he's just a freelance stenographer. I'm really good at talking. He's just a freelance stenographer, which is a real thing. And Sue's like, I don't know what that is. And Josh is like, yeah, I don't really want to do it anymore, but I don't know what I'd do instead. And Sue's like, well, you have experience listening and typing all day, so apparently she does know what it is. Maybe you want my job. And Josh's only condition is only if we can do something about these chairs.
haha. And Sue's just like laughs, and I'm like, Sue, you don't understand that joke because he never told you about the ergonomic chairs. But anyway, she just thinks he's crazy.
Like, and Josh is like, no, seriously.
Chairs. No, really.
No,
I
really.
need an ergonomic chair.
I will not do this job unless I get an ergonomic chair.
Look, my back is fucked. I mean...
Typing all day, it's hard work.
Or maybe it's preventative. Maybe he's using the ergonomic chairs so that his back won't get fucked from like sitting and typing all day.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's a good idea.
Back in present day, Josh has come to visit once again, but present day Sue.
Yep. And Larry.
And Sue has thankfully lost the wig in the last couple of years. Back to her normal hair, thank God.
So Larry's trying to tell his wife that she needs some downtime, and she's like, yeah, nah, I'm good. So Josh comes in, gets immediately like suckered in by Larry to try and talk Sue into taking a few weeks off. And Josh is like, yeah, she doesn't know how to not work. Who tries to stop a kidnapping while off duty.
Oh, so then we find out what really happened when the hit and run happened.
Yeah, now that Sue's awake and alive.
And then we get the I mean, I guess you could say that like the unreliable narrator, changing of like nobody can actually remember what happens to explain what the fuck just happens here. Because here, we're quite clearly, at the beginning of the episode, the transcript is just, no, we have to put our foot down. No, suddenly it's, no, Josh, we have to put our foot down.
Yeah. Oh. Like, we've forgotten that she was talking to Josh at the start.
Like we've got to, like, we found out that information. We got told, like, Josh told us she was talking to me.
Trust your audience.
And
just a little bit.
The writers have gone, okay, so now we actually need to show them, otherwise they're not going to believe that she was talking to Josh. And so this flashback is literally just like a rehash of what we saw at the top of the episode, but from Sue's perspective, which is that she saw the car.
Kristen Rydell was one of the writers.
Yeah, I know, which is
so
why
I'm like, no, we have to tell them it's Josh.
Which I think is why I'm shitting so hard on this episode, because there is a reason the writing is bad. So what Sue saw was the Red Vero Galaxy pulling up to the dumpster, our suspect, Patrick Ryan Boyd, getting out and very unsubtly throwing the handbag in the dumpster, and Sue can see Tracy in the front seat, and she doesn't look good. She is like half asleep. Her head is lolling around. She has no control over her neck, and Sue is concerned. So she gets out of the car to check on Tracy, and like we know what happens next.
Yeah. Why would, like, this guy's a terrible criminal.
Oh, he's so bad.
Dispose of the purse with Tracy still in the car.
Why would you do it
like,
at an open supermarket?
Yeah, that's in peak time. Like, it's not even.
It's a busy
like,
supermarket car park.
Yes,
busy. But like what? Like while having her in the car, like dump her somewhere,
then dump the handbag,
and then dump the handbag. Like what? Anyway, yeah, Patrick's useless. But yes, Sue's worried about the girl. Josh says she's safe thanks to Sue.
We cut to the hospital. We see that she's safe. She's back with her mother. It's fine.
Yeah, Tracy sees her mum again. Athena finds out that she wasn't the first girl, but probably the third. They found her just in time. We still don't know exactly why she was kidnapped, I don't think. That's ever mentioned.
No.
She was just kidnapped.
She was just
probably
roofied and dumped in a container. But, like, who knows?
If you went into the specifics, it'd be too dark. Maybe.
Yeah.
Because who knows what he was planning for her. Anyway, let's not think about that too hard.
I honestly don't think the writers thought about it too hard. They just
I don't think they did.
He's going to kidnap her and then she's going to show up in a container. Why did he put her in the container? I don't know.
Human trafficking. He was going to ship her overseas.
Maybe.
So then we get May and Athena.
Where
this is funny.
Like, yeah, no, you can move out. This is fine. But I've made a list of acceptable neighborhoods, what to look for in a building, what to avoid, and these are my conditions. Yeah. And like hands a full ream of paper to May.
May's eyes are just like bugging out of her head. She's like, oh, this is a lot of conditions.
I think May thought that Athena was going to change her mind. Like, the other shoe was dropping and she suddenly was not going to be allowed to move out. And it's not that Athena had gone back on her original, yes, you can move out. It's now suddenly, yes, you can move out, but I have some very specific conditions upon which you can move out, which includes the apartment that you move into cannot be on the first floor. The apartment that you move into cannot have a balcony, and I am allowed to run a police check on the apartment building manager. And it has to be in these neighbourhoods.
But Athena just wants to keep her safe, and May's like, yeah, I know.
It's sweet in like a, umbrella mum kind of way.
And then we go back to Taylor.
Well, we go back to...
This is great.
We go back to Buck, who is watching Taylor on TV.
Yeah, he's watching Taylor on TV.
And this maroon shirt that he's wearing is like top notch.
He looks so good.
Yeah.
And then he opens the door because there's a knock at the door. And it's Taylor with a bottle of champagne. And he's like, you're here, but you're on my TV.
He's so confused because, like, how can you be in reality when you're in the tiny box in my living room?
Yeah, bless his little heart.
She's like, I'm a rerun.
Yeah. They aired a segment at 10 and 11. And she got a gift of champagne from her boss. And her boss wants to have lunch tomorrow. So Buck's like, maybe you'll get a promotion. And yeah, Taylor's like, yeah, maybe, but that's not what we're celebrating. And Buck's like, oh, what are we celebrating? And Taylor goes, justice for Tracy Weber and Sue Blevins. I hear they're both going to be okay.
But basically, she's come over. She is wearing a very tight, very, very flattering little black dress. She's carrying champagne. I have a feeling...
I had a great time this episode.
I have a feeling the celebration is going to go beyond that bottle of champagne.
I think it's going to go upstairs if you... know what I'm talking about.
She's not going to be wearing that little black dress for long.
I just got to say, too, before we move away from Taylor, because this is the last time we see her this episode, and Buck, too. So Taylor Swift got engaged this week. We're a week behind, so it's old news now. But Taylor Swift got engaged this week. She thanked the
Taylor
podcast,
Kelly?
like her fiance's Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she didn't thank us. She thanked her fiance's podcast.
She thanked her fiance's podcast because he went on the podcast after her. So he went to her concert, wanted to meet her, and her people were like, you can't just walk in and meet Taylor Swift. Like, that's not how this works. And so he went on the podcast and was like, I made her a friendship bracelet, didn't even get to give it to her, and sulked about it. And so people who knew, his people spoke to her people, and that's how they met. Anyway, I just want to say, Megan West, if your people are listening, very happy to show up Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
But have you made her a friendship bracelet?
I will make her a friendship bracelet with my number on it. I'll have to put the area code because we are in different countries. But yeah, Megan West, shout out. Very hurt that we haven't met. So I expect a proposal in 2 years. Although I think I have to be the one that proposes now, which is fine. I'm happy to do that. I'll make a garden for you.
Well, good on you
Oliver
for
Stark
shooting your shot.
Also not opposed to Oliver Stark. Shout out, I have dog. Oh, just one now. That's sad. I have dogs. We're, happy to be vegan with you. Don't even care. Yeah, so shooting my shot.
Shooting several
a few more times, I think.
Yeah.
Any more volleys there? Do you want to
firing them out there into the universe?
I think that's it for this episode.
It's like scattergun approach. She's just gonna shoot a shot everywhere and hope that one of them sticks.
Yeah.
Next time Kenneth's topless, I'll yeah. Although the actor from Albert just moved to the state next to mine, so stay tuned next episode, you guys.
John Harlan Kin, if you're listening to this.
If you're listening to this, I know you weren't in this episode, but butthurt that we haven't met yet. Okay, I've shot my shot. Open for...
It seems really anticlimactic to go back to the episode because there's just one scene left, which is Sue returning to the dispatch center, and they do this big ceremony where she comes back online and everybody on the radio congratulates her and welcomes her back. And then that's it.
It's actually really cute. When all the voices started, I did tear up a little bit.
Most of them are 118.
Yeah, because they weren't going to hire a bunch of extras just to come in and say one line on the radio.
No.
But yeah, it's real cute that they're just like, we missed you. We're glad you're okay. And she like tears up and she's like, you're not going to get rid of me that easy. Now back to work.
And then Maddie ends the episode by going back to work. The phone rings. She picks it up. 911, what's your emergency? End of the episode.
Yeah, but not before one perfect tear falls down her face.
Jennifer Love Hewitt, I know.
She's married.
I just said I know that she's
someone
married.
who is not you.
Yeah, but he plays Doug, is he? No. I am happy. I will be the mother of your children.
Oh my God.
Good Lord, woman, you're not even in your luteal phase yet.
Hey, podcasts can do great things. We've learnt this today. Anyway, yeah, congratulations, Travis and Taylor. I'm sure you guys are absolutely avid listeners of our podcast.
So, okay, well, I found this episode quite enjoyable. Like, now that we've talked about it, obviously there are some things that weren't particularly believable, but, you know, it was an exciting episode to watch.
Exactly, it was fun, so we're not pulling the thread, it's fine.
It was... Yeah. I will say that I did like the theme of the episode, which was 911 dispatchers being considered first responders.
Yes,
and
I liked that that Josh was shown as more
we got to see
because
both Sue and Josh helping people out of an emergency. I do find it ironic that both Abby and Maddie had like crises of faith when it comes to their jobs and about how much work they were what kind of impact they were having on people, and not feeling like they were doing any good. And yet 4 seasons later we get this episode where it's, oh no, actually 911 dispatchers are first responders and they help as much as LAPD and LAFD do.
Yeah. Like, not sure how realistic it is, but hey, good for Josh for getting his hero moment. All about
Josh.
That, so
I think what Josh did was absolutely ridiculous. I 100% believe Sue. Like, Sue's storyline where she's, you know, telling Josh to go up instead of down, she's getting him safe. That's realistic. Yep. That's real.
Yep.
But yeah, we appreciate that Brian got an episode to shine in.
Yeah. Glad we got Josh Begins.
And yes, it very much was Josh Begins.
Josh Begins.
And I did appreciate that you had these, like, it started off the episode with almost, like, 3 storylines, which was Josh Begins, the hit and run, and then Athena's missing persons case. And then by the end of the episode, they kind of all dovetailed together.
Yeah, it was kind of, like, it was very cool because it wasn't a typical 911 episode, and I liked that we got something different. Especially after last week's was so through, like, you know, put parenthood down our throats.
Yeah.
This one was very much a break from the norm. Like, it wasn't... I really enjoy some of the stupid 911 call episodes, but it's nice to have a break like this.
Yeah, they
sometimes
didn't actually have any. There were no, like, intervening weird calls in this episode at all. It was just all...
No, it was just the one...
The mystery.
Like, the 3 storylines that went into
And they
one.
were mostly LAPD focused. Like, the 118 were there, but they were back up to the LAFD. LAPD, sorry. So it was a very cop-heavy episode, but not...
Yeah, but showing that the cops aren't great. Like, a lot of the time when we get cop-heavy episodes, it's, oh my god, look how great Athena and the cops are. Whereas this wasn't this.
This was Josh running the show.
Okay, the cops were really fucking incompetent. And Athena had to fix everything, which, like, you know...
But doubly so, because it was like the cops were incompetent because they, you know, systemic racism, they weren't following up the missing persons case, and then the inadvertent, the cops are fucking useless because they didn't clear a scene properly, and so the 118 nearly got killed. Which I don't think was the point, was just that point of it, but...
Who would shoot a firefighter? It's fine. So
don't ask that question. What do we have to look forward to next time?
Next week's fun. Next week A famous mystery writer dies, and Athena, Bobby, and the 118 respond to the chaos caused by a citywide manhunt for the buried treasure the author left behind. The episode
Oh my god,
is
we're up to Treasure Hunt!
literally called Treasure Hunt.
We're up to Treasure Hunt!
And it's such a fun episode.
It's such a fun episode.
There are only 2 triggers for this episode, which I find interesting.
Treasure and Hunt.
I haven't watched this episode for a while. I feel like there are more triggers, but the only ones that have been included in our trauma listing is in relation to one storyline, which includes depictions of cheating and a drowning threat, and specifically in a septic tank.
It's a nasty place to drown.
Yeah.
So let us know what you thought of this episode. Please send direct all Taylor Kelly love letters to Alice, and she will, agree with you, I'm sure.
Yep.
But yeah.
I support women's rights, but also women's wrongs.
Yes, you can leave a comment for us on this episode's post on thatweewoo.com or directly in Spotify or YouTube.
Megan West, my personal email address is...
Don't go giving that out. Or you can send us an email. Our email address, actually, that is not a personal email address. Our email address is contact@thatweewoo.com. Thank you so much for listening this week, and we will see you next time for episode 12 called Treasure Hunt. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
911 is a fictional show, but many of the situations portrayed happen in the real world too. If any of the topics we've discussed in this episode have affected you, please know you're not alone. You can call or text numbers in your country for help. Just Google crisis support in your location to find out the number. If you enjoy our podcast, you can help us out by leaving us a review on Spotify or your preferred listening app, and by sharing our social media posts. Find out more at thatweewoo.com.
It just started pouring with rain, and I just have to say I updated my phone last week, and I now have like a weather widget on the front of it, and it's telling me that the rain's going to stop in 19 minutes, and I feel like I need to time this. Like, I'm like, what do you mean it's going to stop in 19 minutes?
That's
Very exact.
That is oddly specific.
Yeah.
Very specific. Anyway.
I will say that
Do you want to set a timer for 19 minutes?
I kind of do. Oh, has the rain stopped? Oh my
What
God,
time
I
is
think
it?
It is.
Was that 19 minutes?
My timer just went off. Yeah, I think the rain stopped. Like, how
Excellent.
good is this weather app?